everyone, my dear students of grade 11 Organization and Management. Today, I'm going to discuss the nature, levels, and types of planning. So this is Ma'am Shi of Casiglahan Village Senior High School. So the objective of this lesson is to discuss the nature and levels of planning and types of plans. So the performance standards will be to formulate effective plans for a specific business endeavor. So before we proceed, let me ask you, why do we need to set goals ba? I want you to watch the following video. I got this from the top 5 best advice speeches from YouTube as to why do we need to set our goals.
My parents' biggest frustration was that I was epically lazy, and if they handed out gold medals for being lazy, I would have won, I assure you, hands down. Because even though I was a slightly chubby kid growing up in a morbidly obese family in Tacoma, Washington, I always knew 2 things about myself. One day I was going to be rich, and I was going to have 6-pack abs. Like, those are the 2 things, as that kid that was, jiggling his belly thinking, one day I'm not going to have to suck in my gut. When I left for college, my own mother, who'd always been my biggest cheerleader, quietly assumed I was going to fail. But these 2 guys that were successful entrepreneurs and bodybuilders happened to walk into a class when I was a teacher. And they were just starting a technology startup, and they said, hey, we need a copywriter. Why don't you come be a copywriter? And so I was just young enough and just dumb enough, and I went all in. They literally put me in the room with all the computer servers. But starting from there, I knew I could wow people because I was willing to grind it out. And we all have a superpower, and my superpower may be the willingness and ability to endure suffering. I had suffered a lot. I hadn't taken a day off in like 6.5 years because I was so hell-bent to get rich. And then I realized, almost 8.5 years in, I had finally had enough. I had hit my breaking point from suffering, and I got so mad, and I was so unwilling to do it anymore. And I turned to my partners and I say, I'm completely miserable, I quit. I realized the reason I was living the cliche of money can't buy happiness, along the way, had become so myopically focused on this promise I'd made to myself as a kid that I never stopped to ask, why do I want to get rich? The questions you ask yourself will determine the course of your life. I had been asking myself, what do I need to do to get rich? And it left me really unhappy. So I changed the question, and I started asking, what would I do and love every day, even if I were failing? Life is too short. This is your one go-round. So what are we going to do? We're going to build a company that's predicated on value. We're going to build a company that's predicated on passion. I started thinking about my mom and my sister, but they were profoundly overweight. I started thinking about my uncle who ate himself to death when I was 12 years old, and how much that scared me, and it made me sad. And it made me sad to see that there were millions, if not more than 1 billion people that were in the same kind of abusive relationship with food that my mom and my sister were. So I said, I don't know if it's a big business, but I know it's a big problem. And that's the problem that we're going to solve. And so we decided to build a totally new kind of company. We started Quest Nutrition in 2010, just as we were coming out of the Great Recession. I was wearing a hairnet and a lab coat every day, and my employees were former gang members, ex-drug dealers, felons. We were in Compton, and we literally told everybody in the neighborhood, I don't care if you've been convicted of a crime. I just want to know if you're willing to bust your ass to change your life. And if you are, you're going to get an interview. And I'm not going to ask for your resume. I don't care about your resume. Your resume tells me where you've been. It doesn't tell me the price you're willing to pay to become somebody new. Every belief that you have is a choice. I choose to believe that human potential is nearly limitless. And this was the belief that changed my life. Because once I realized, so it's not about who you are today. It's about who you want to become and the price you're willing to pay to get there. And I promise you, the day that you're willing to pay any price, you'll achieve what you want to achieve. If you truly believe that human potential is limitless, what do you want to become? And what price are you willing to pay to get there?
Imagine that this is your target goal in life. Sa iyan pinaka-target mo yung all-taanan, Okay? So, as a student, so you want to finish your studies so that you can help your family someday. So that's it. So gusto mo matapos ang output mo within the day, sa bawat subject within the day, at maipasa mo by weekend, so that you can have your good grades. Okay? So mapa online, mapa modular, gusto mo magkaroon ka ng magandang grades. Okay? Or your goal may be to establish to create peace with your siblings or your family members, or you want to save some money so that you can start your own business. Different people has different goals. Understandable yan. Lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang layunin sa buhay. Ano? So, the question is, magsaset ka ba ng goal? Or hindi? Okay. Ang sabi nila, life without goals is like a race without a finish line. So, para kang nagsasail sa sea na wala kang compass. Okay? So, para kang may katawan pero walang kaluluwa. Like a body without soul. So, ano yun? Parang patay. Parang ganun, ano? So, parang lagi kang unmotivated. Ano? Lagi kang tinatamad. So, wala kang purpose. Ano? Okay? So, wala kang interest into anything. You have no ambition at all. Okay, let us say, for instance, you write down your goals in detail, huh? Okay? So, you write it down. You really want to achieve your goals. So, ang dami mong inner desires, okay, na gusto mo ma-achieve. Dahil sabi mo, basta sa araw na ito, kailangan matapos ko ang output ko. So, by weekend, dapat natapos mo yung 5 subject. Okay? So, kaya lang, ang nangyari, okay, may nag-aya. Okay, may nag-invite sa'yo into a party or what, or whatever. Okay? And then, eventually, nag-procrastinate ka na. Yun ang nagiging dahilan. Ano? Okay? So, why do goals fail ba? Kasi nga, sa umpisa lang tayo madalas magaling. Ano? So, we set goals, but no action steps or plans to achieve it. Okay? Remember that in every goal, may mga small details yan. Okay? May mga necessary steps in order for you to achieve that goal. Doon papasok ang planning. Okay? So, sabi, ang goals, sila yung targets that we desire to reach. So, just like I told you last time, you know, goals should be smart. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin smart, it should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be attainable, result-focused, and time-bound. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin specific, so dapat in detail siya. Okay? So, let's say, for example, meron kang maliit na business. Ang goal mo, nilagay mong goal, okay? Ang sinulat mong goal para sa business mo is, you want to earn this month. Is that specific? Hindi. Okay? So, dapat specified. Okay? So, you want to earn at least 100,000 this month. But of course, the goal should be measurable also. Okay? Pag sabi natin measurable, it should be in terms of peso, in terms of kilo. Okay? Attainable ba yan? Realistic ba yan? Yung 100,000 na goal mo na para kumita, attainable ba yan? Okay? So, dapat challenging at the same time, realistic. Okay? So, do you have enough resources? Meron ka bang sapat na pagkukunan para magkaroon ka ng 100,000 na kita sa isang buwan? Okay? Doon sa small business mo. Ano? Dapat hindi suntok sa buwan. Okay, result focused. So, when we say result focused, it should specify an end result or outcome. Okay? So, pwedeng i-instruct mo ang team mo or ang mga tao mo, you know, sa small business mo to accomplish a certain goal. But it should be specific. So, let's say, for example, dapat makabenta kayo ng 100 na cellphone within the day. Something like that, you know. So, time-bound, it should specify a relatively short period of time. So, what is the reasonable time for you to achieve your goal? How critical ba? Now, hindi lang tayo puro goal, ano? Okay? So, dapat, sabi nga, may necessary steps. Okay? So best described as steps and actions required to achieve goals. So, pag sinabi nating actions, an action word doing something. Okay? Hindi tayo puro salita lang, no? Hindi tayo puro suntok sa buwan. Hindi tayo puro drawing lang, ano? So, we have to do something. So, what is planning ba? So, planning is a process of determining objectives and organizational goals, establishing strategies for accomplishment of those goals, and developing, integrating, coordinated activities in the organizations to achieve those goals. Okay? So, of course, planning nga eh. So, it's deciding in advance. Meron ba ng plano dito para sa nakaraan? Kakaiba yun, ha? Walang ganun, ano? So, since planning is deciding in advance, so you have to think ahead of time. So, what is to be done? Okay? So, deciding the best alternative among managerial functions, ito pinaka-basic eh. Okay? So, pag hindi mo alam ang basic, wala ka na. Okay? So, dapat alam mo siya. Kasi sa kanya nag-uumpisa ang lahat ng managerial functions. Ano ba yun? Organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. Okay, now, remember, planning is goal-oriented. So, the goal should be specified. So, bawat steps should specify an action plan. So, dapat alam mo yung priorities mo. Ano? Okay? So, your priorities, of course, must be right based on your specified goal. Planning is futuristic in nature. So, remember, looking ahead. Ano? So, wag ka nang titingin sa nakaraan. Past is past already. So, wag ka nang mag-assume ng mga what-ifs mo. What if magkamali ako? What if mag-fail ako? Ano? Okay? Charge to experience mo na lang yun. Okay? So, you should see beyond and refocus and think of the next steps that you should do. Okay? In order for you na hindi ma-stuck dun sa present situation. Okay? So, okay. Another thing is that planning should be based on facts and information. Okay? Hindi yan hula-hula lang. Again, hindi dapat suntok sa point. Okay? Kukunin ko ang langit at between para sa'yo. Yun ang goal ko. Huwag ka maniwala ito. Ha? Okay? So, dapat realistic. So, do you have enough, again, so do you have available resources? Do you have enough resources to achieve your goal? So, ano mga necessary information that you needed? And lastly, remember that planning is flexible. Okay? So, pwedeng mag-adjust yan. So, tandaan natin na may mga inevitable circumstances na hindi natin maiiwasan. Mga sitwasyon na dapat na hindi natin pinipilit kasi dapat pag hindi ukol, hindi bubukol, you know? So, masamang namimilit, hindi dapat namimilit. Tandaan nyo yan. Okay? So, kasi ako, I personally believe, you know, kapag maraming hadlang, okay, doon sa plano mo, ibig sabihin, hindi yan will ni Lord. Okay? So, dapat may plan B, may plan C, kasi planning is capable of adjustments. So, planning provides direction. Okay? So, yun yung pinaka-importance niya, no? It reduces uncertainties and minimizes waste of time, effort, and even your resources. Levels of planning are the following. So, those who do the strategic planning are the top are what we call the top level planning. So they do plans that establish the organization's overall goals and apply to the entire firm. So usually it is done by the CEO, by the president, by the general manager. And then another is the tactical plan. Okay, so these are the middle level management planning. This refers to the set of procedures and transformation of strategic goals and plans with specific goals. So normally, ito yung mga coordinators. So, pagdating sa school, yung gumagawa ng strategic planning, normally, ayan yung school head. Ano? So, sa tactical plan, those are the coordinators, the subject group heads. Okay? So, the administrators. Okay? Now, those who do the operational plan are the lower level management planning. So, they apply to a particular area which involves routine tasks repeatedly done by the firm's lower level units. So, pagdating sa school, ito yung mga advisors, okay, yung mga teachers, and then i-execute nila yon sa mga students, sa inyo, okay? Ang mga examples nito, okay? So, sinabi ko na sa school, okay? Ang school head siya gumagawa ng strategic plan, and then yung mga tactical plans, ginagawa yan ng mga subject group heads, ng mga coordinators, administrators, okay? And then the operational plan, those are the teachers, the advisors, okay? So when it comes to private institution, so normally, let's say for example, you want to increase your sales by 20%, okay? That is your strategic plan. But it is a tactical plan, so since that is done by the middle managers and they carry out the goals set by the top management, where and how? So where and how would you do that? Okay? So, pwede sabihin nila that we can achieve the 20% increase in profit by doing it in the social media. Okay? By sending emails, okay? Through emails or giving a discount in social media and online, okay? So, Those are the set of procedures and transformation of strategic goals or plans with specific goals. Ano pa dito sa operational plan? Okay? Ito yung mga tinatawag natin mga frontliners. Sila na mismo yung gagawa. Ano? Okay? So, what should be done? Okay? So, sila yung mismo magpo-post sa social media, magagawa ng advertisement, magbibigay ng discount code, okay, via online, okay, to achieve the 20% increase in net profit. Now, aside from those three, you know, the strategic plans, tactical plans, and operational plans, we also have the other types of plans like long-term plans, short-term plans, directional plans, specific plans, single-use plans, and standing plans. Short-term plans are plans that go beyond 3 years, and then short-term plans are plans that cover a year or less. So, they are directional plans, are plans that are flexible or give general guidelines lang. Okay? So, specific plans are plans that are clearly stated and which have no room for interpretation. So, hindi na kailangan ng iba pang language yan. It must be simple and understandable. Okay? And then, single-use plans are plans used or stated once only as they apply to the entire organization. And then, standing plans are plans that are ongoing or specifically to the identified activities of operational plans. So, it could be a policy or set of procedures in planning. So, what are the steps in planning? The first step is to set the mission and vision. So again, this is done by the top level management and which normally has a very long term of 5 to 10 years. Okay? So top level management. Okay? So ano ba yung mission? Ano ba yung sinasabi natin mission and vision? Kasi ito yung pinaka-shared picture ng organization. Yung guiding and motivating compass ng organization. So yung mission, ito yung pinaka-statement of purpose ng organization. So, dapat meron ding values. Ano? So, ito yung pinaka-moral compass naman. Yung values na sinasabi natin. Ano ba ang mahalaga sa organisasyon? And then, next is to set the strategic goals and plans. So, again, this is done by the top level or the middle level. Kasi nandiyan yung tactical plans also. Top level, the middle level management. And normally, it will take 5 years. And then, the third step is to set operational goals and tactical plans. Okay, which is done by the middle level or lower level management, and it is done normally ng annually or quarterly. And lastly is the monitoring. Okay, na ginagawa po ng lahat. Okay, so ginagawa po ng lahat yan. So dapat we have to evaluate or monitor whether the plan has been implemented. Okay, so nandyan din yung pag-evaluate ng results. So if we need to revise the plan or to take some. So remember what Tom says.
So it's not about who you are today. It's about who you want to become and the price you're willing to pay to get there. And I promise you, the day that you're willing to pay any price, you'll achieve what you want to achieve. If you truly believe that human potential is limitless, what do you want to become? And what price are you willing to pay to get there?
That's it. Thank you so much everyone for watching.